What's up, guys? It's your boy, DopeRandy, and we back at it again with another F1 video. So, last race we went to the Lane Down Under down in Australia, and we figured out how tricky the Lane Down Under can be. Another P20 with a busted up wing. Hopefully we can be better today in Japan. So, first off, let's go ahead and let's get some things out of the way. We have, as you can see in the top right, 1.58 mil and 2136
resource points. So let's use them, shall we? Let's use them. So first off, do I need to update any of these? Because I don't think that would be the move. Yeah, okay, so we just do that for now. We have chassis. Let's go ahead and just knock out the aerodynamics too. Because I mean, dang, you can tell that's been a pain. And we can get more than two, or we can get more than one today. We're gonna knock out our rear downforce. Still have 1422. We're gonna go back to the chassis. Or do I? Yeah, we're gonna go back to the chassis. Oh, what's the recommended upgrade? Oh. No, I'm gonna go around the machine. No. We'll do that. Yeah, that'll be alright. You know what? Heal. Nah, we'll just leave it. And, yeah. We got our upgrades and all that. Now we're just going to go
straight into it, heel. Hopefully that's... I don't like that red. Don't tell me what I think that I just saw.
We were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
Oh my god. Really? Oh my god. It failed. Honey. Oh, honey. Okay. That's the thing about being a new team, ain't it? We'll be alright. Let's just get into Japan. As here we go. For qualifying from the beautiful circuit in Japan. And I tell you, I'm not too optimistic about this. Not gonna lie. The speeds in practice are really slow. And I mean, like, low-key kind of disappointed. But we were in a completely different trim than the others. But maybe we can get something here. As the first sector didn't seem that bad. As we go into this looping left, there we go. I mean, it doesn't seem too bad so far, guys. This could be something. This is the one we gotta hit. And it's gonna go straight into the speed trap. And we do. So here we go. We're gonna use all of the battery. Feel like we're tapping out here. But into this final bit of tones, and we're gonna come across the line in P20. Just a 10.5 off Botas. Which, okay, I am like, I thought we would have been P21 right off the rip, but I'll take that. I will absolutely take that.
Line up for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Oh, it's gonna be P21 and P20. Holy sh! That's kind of concerning for Jono. About tenths behind me. That's hella concerning, but well, only a tenth off, which it's something. Leclerc back in P12. That's kind of a surprise. Everyone's relatively bunched up here. The Red Bulls are just pulled away here. They got 2.5 tenths on Piastri and Lando and the McLarens. But yeah, Dortmund Autosport last two. But see what we got.
Welcome along then to the magnificent Suzuka International Circuit, a stone's throw away from Issa Bay and the beautiful Japanese countryside. What surprises lie in wait for us today at the Japanese Grand Prix? 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit, with 10 to the right and 8 to the left, for a distance of 3.6 miles. Average lap speeds around here are fairly quick. If it stays dry, then expect somewhere in the region of 136 miles per hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying, and alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. As we all know, every single driver wants to know what's required of them, and in the case of this driver, I think things are pretty stable at the moment, that they're doing what the team require. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you know, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, you know, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, you know, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Right, back of the grid. I mean, there is literally only one direction we can go from here, so try and move forward and see if we can get something out of it.
I appreciate the introduction, you guys. And I appreciate you, Mork, for the good pep talk. From Japan. You might notice we are now P20. That is because Nico Hulkenberg is now P21 after he solved a 5-place grid pedal, in qualifying. You hate to see it. But here we go. This track, as you saw, it is windy, it is curvy, it is technical. It's going to put a lot of strain on these F1 cars. And specifically for our situation, it's going to test out aerodynamics and our grip. You know, you can't really compare track to track because it ain't like an American auto sport where you have a lot like the big like NASCAR, they race on this like the mile and a half tracks are practically the same. So you have a feel for what you're going to get into beforehand. You don't have it as much as in F1, but I will say that I'm going to compare this track to Bahrain from our very first race, because the grip level and the aero is extremely important here, and the way that you have to put your tiles on the pavement and got to be able to grip it and rip it is very important. So
No threat of rain for the time being.
for now,
Good.
that's my biggest concern. Is like I was saying in qualifying, I kind of didn't like our speed, but as long as we can close the gap each and every race, I think we're going to be okay. And who knows, maybe shenanigans are about to be afoot. And maybe it'll be on like Donkey Kong. As we settle into the grid, our number 7, Dortmund Autosport, is going to lock his spot in. As we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go from Japan. We get a good start at the start here, and we're just gonna have to lock it behind K-Mag. I go for the middle, whoa, and then I go back. I go whoa, 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 whoa. As I just have to settle for what I got. Whoa. Just have to settle as we're all just trying to get in. We're all trying to see what we got. That grip is starting to become a problem as Hulkenberg is trying to look under us already, but we slammed the door shut. And now we have to settle into a rhythm. And this is all we have to do. Just try to settle in. And that's what Mark is saying. Just settle into rhythm and whoa! Yikes! Holy crap! We almost just killed Magnussen. He gets back around us eventually, but that was extremely scary. Like holy crap! So we still haven't hit an apex yet. I don't think, and it's starting to show now as K-Mag is pulling away and Hulkenberg is trying to catch us as I am in the middle of the Haas sandwich over here. You know. Oh my lord. That was a fail as we go into the grass. And now so much for our gap that we have. And now we are a second, almost 2 seconds behind K-Mag. And we're going to try to hold off Hulkenberg. Just barely. As you can see, we're just trying to maintain for now. As we go through Sector 1. And now we just have to focus on hitting each mark on each lap. That's all we have to do. And just try to keep him behind us. Because it is, quite frankly, impossible to try to do something when you're in the middle of these tight, twisty corners. Yeah, like, the only places you're going to be able to pass is I get really right trying to create some momentum here. But yeah, it starts here. This long straightaway that completes Sector 2 right now. And basically, from here to basically Turn 1, as I just take out 2 cones. You love to see it. Yes, we take out the 2 cones, and we go, oh, down, up, down, as Hulkenborg is trying to get around us. He is right on us. He tries to look inside. I chop him off. As he just has to settle in behind for now. Again, now we just have to settle in and just try to focus on each lap. Just each corner of each lap. Don't try to think about the big picture. Just focus on the small things and let's walk our way up just walk our way up. Unfortunately, it looks like that little group is gone. And we just have to focus. We just have to focus on what we can control. So we actually hit a pretty good apex right there. We get just a touch loose coming out of the corner. As he's going to try to come on the inside again, back outside. He ain't going to be able to make the pass. I get the run out of that corner into Sector 3 again. As we do pretty good right there. But again, he's going to have that DRS, and let's see if we can keep behind him again. He's going to go outside. He's going to do the dipsy do and get on the inside. We're side by side. I'm not going to give this up. He's got the preferred line, though. Oh, I get just a bit squirrely, and oh my gosh, I have to concede it. See, just putting one wheel out, or just getting one line too high, and it just creates an opportunity to pass, and these guys are going to take advantage of it every single time. As we have flashing lights, yellow. We got yellow. Caution in Sector 2. What's happening up over here? What? Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari is out of the session and in a big heat. What on earth was that about? The smooth operator. If you remember, he won the first race at Bahrain. He is now out of this race in a heap as he takes out one of the Sainz. What on earth? So Sainz is out of the Japanese Grand Prix. Gonna finish dead last today. That is unfortunate. As now, we have to focus on our teammate trying to keep him behind us. So I'm going to give him the outside line, and he has just nowhere to go. Just run straight into my bumper. Really. And again, it's almost impossible to pass here. So yeah. We'll just, at this point, I can't really focus on Hulkenborg and Magnussen and all them up there. I just have to focus on what I can do. And just see how I can just maintain as, holy cow, that slow looping left is killing me all day, and I do not understand why. It is driving me nuts. As I will say, the grip is starting to come in. I mean, I know I'm on mediums, but the grip, it's relatively still healed. As we're about to complete 5 laps. Which is something that as we have another caution. But I guess it has cleaned itself up as we get to it. As Altman is going to go all the way down, see if he can get around us, and he's just going to have we ain't done yet as I go down outside line. Side by side.
into the SS. We're both battling. Me and I just do not lift, and I'm going to get the spot back on Oatmeal. That's a good race between teammates right there. As I am wheeling this thing at the moment, and I'll be damned that I am just trying at this point. Again, I'm trying to create a gap. I'm trying to create a gaps right here that Oatmeal can't really get to me. But unfortunately, I can never hit these spots for anything. Oh, now this is pretty good. That was really good, actually. It's up to 6 tenths, but he's closing back in on us. As you see. But I don't know. I see a piece of front wing from someone. That's unfortunate. As Oatmeal's going to get the DRS again, he's going to go all the... Oh, the dipsy-do! He did the dipsy-do. And he's got enough horsepower. I'm going to try to go on the outside, but I can't get the power down. And I'm off into the grass, so just make it even worse. So, relegate us back to P21. The good news is, we ain't gonna get last, because Mr. Smooth Operator will be.
What happened, but yeah, he ain't in this race anymore.
But now,
we just have to focus on what I can control. And what I can control, I can try to stay within a second of my teammate Oatmeal heel. DRS. And yeah, I can have DRS. I don't think I can get around it. Which stinks, but it is what it is. Cause yeah, I think he is faster. And I think he just has more grip than me at the moment. I just cannot get the power down. We are gonna get the DRS though. And we're gonna close up 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 3.5 tenths. Now we're half a second almost. But that is what we want to see. We want to see more of that. And then again, I'm just gonna have to maintain. Cause I mean, you can't really, like I said, you can try to get to a point where we could potentially make a move. As again, that freaking left-hander, it's stupid. And that's probably the weakness of the Dortmund Autosport program, is that, I mean, you saw it in the Open, the aerodynamics is a problem. And that is exactly, as we get loose just a touch. As we have, I think we have another, there's a caution up there. Something has happened to the Bottas machine. As he is now in the pits. For some reason, that is weird. As we complete lap 8, on to lap 9 now of 27. We're going to catch the DRS. We're going to get right up on him again. Yeah, something happened to Bottas back. That was weird. But I mean, he's going to pit he's going to have to go, what, 18 laps? 19 laps? No, 18, 19 laps on these tires. He can do that. I feel like he can do that. It's going to be crap towards the end of the run, but he can do that. Just lost all of his track position. As for my situation, it kind of feels like low-key that it's an accordion effect. Because we coming into turn 1 every single lap. But then, unfortunately, like right here, he's going to start to pull away just a smidge. He's gonna really do it this lap as I got loose. Again, that's every time I got loose. But every time you see me get loose, if you had $1 for it, I bet you'd be rich. And this, like, if we could just nail this corner, what, like, if, like, I can't, it's to the point where I can't even get, like, enough to where I could even potentially make a pass. Like, we close up, like, we get right to him, but if I'm not within, like, 2 or 3 tenths, then I can't do anything. And it doesn't help that, like, in this sector, he pulls away it's just so annoying, dude.
As we start lap 10, and we've hit the second half of the run for sure, you can definitely sense, like I am definitely sensing a trend.
Bottom there. But every time we get towards the second half of these runs, and it starts to go into pit stop time, my core just becomes absolute garbage. As now it's up to a second, and I am in danger of losing my DRS, buddy. Like, I'm gonna have to get a run here just to get it back. Use some battery just to create just barely enough to get into the DRS. But yeah, literally, it's getting to that point already, and that's a shame. Cause yeah, like it's a second and a quarter now. 1.2. I hope it comes back down somewhat, cause yeah, it's down to 1.1. We only gain, oh well. Yeah, we only gain about 3.5 tenths off that DRS, but he's gonna gain it all back. We get loose again. And yeah, you can see, like you see what I mean? The second half of these runs, I am just trash. And everything, like, we're not fast to begin with, but it just feels like I'm on absolute, like, I feel like it's an ice skating rink, to be honest. That's what it feels like. It feels like I'm on an ice skating rink. As that wasn't that bad, but the problem is it's still 9 tenths. As we go into the long straight, as we get up pretty good, but again, we just can't put the power down, and he pulls away just a tiny bit. I will say though, the two of us are keeping within somewhat shouting distance of Logan Sargent and the Williams, which you can see. Well, 3, oh my lord, that was bad. But yeah, as you can see, we're only 3.5 seconds behind Sargent, which I think is not that bad. As we approach the pit stops, and we will be going to the hard tile. I think it's the next that we're going to be pitting, but it can't come soon enough, because I feel like I am on the edge of control. As now it's over a second for sure. As we just go into it, this left handle again as I overshoot, shoot it, and shoot. I think we've lost the DRS because now Oatmeal is a second, is 1.3 ahead of us. We're gonna have to somehow kill this corner just to even have a chance, which we can't put the power down. And that might be that, unfortunately. As we try, we get into the grass even. But yeah, still 1.1. We ain't gonna get the DRS as high. Just overshoot it. And now we've lost all of our momentum. But okay, we just gotta focus. Our pit window is open. I am definitely going to come in on this lap right here, right now, and just got to maximize. We just got to maximize it here. So far we're keeping somewhat even with them, which past few laps hasn't happened, so that's a start, right? But yeah, we just got almost.
So then that eliminates basically all of the progress we've made, which is really unfortunate. And
just we're almost there. We are almost at the whole tile. And that will be like Christmas to me. We just gotta keep going. Like I said, we're almost there.
Box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
Alright, we're boxing this lap as we come in. And something that I've been noticing. Here we go. That is a really good pit entry. And that's what I was about to say as we come in for our pit stop. As we gotta nail the turn-in, which we do. And yeah. 2.5 seconds. A fantastic stop indeed. And that's something that I've been noticing from us, is that we've had really good pit stops. Our pit program has been really good. Luckily, I have not messed up the pit road entry yet. No speeding penalties. I've also been good about not getting a penalty coming out of the pits. Just like that. Also, in comparison to my teammate, I think I'm faster than him getting on and off pit road. Like I noticed at Saudi Arabia. We gained about 3 seconds on him in the pits in that race. And then at Australia, we gained like another 3 seconds on them in that race. So it'd be very interesting to see pitting an extra lap, 1 lap earlier, or maybe even 2 laps if he decides to. But at the most, I've been trying to get it these early stints as short as possible, so I can just streamline the second half. As okay, it is going to only be 1 lap as he is in the pits. But let's see if we can do it again. And maybe
as Oatmeal, as we got to nail this sector, and we have a pretty good lap getting these tires up to speed. It'll be interesting to see what happens as we come across the line.
right there. So we to begin with. I mean, we're going to be at least 1.5 seconds in front. looks like we can get Sergeant here. We gain time on him too. He's only 2.8 seconds behind us. We have a caution. As I think that is for Logan Sargent, who is slowing. Sports are coming out. He just pulls off and he's out of the session. Actually, it's not good to have sports flying out from your floor when you're trying to race. So that at the bare minimum, we're gonna be on for our minimum. So yeah. We gained about 3.3 seconds right there. We'll see as we'll get a better comparison as we cross the start-finish line here. Right now. Yeah, it's about 3.3 seconds. We went from a second and a half down to 1.8 up. So let's see what we can do. I'm not really looking at K-Mag and Hulkenberg and all of them because, I mean, they're 14 and a half seconds ahead, and I think that's basically decided at that point. And I tell you what, after the we've gained almost a half a second on our teammate through the first sector, which I think is really interesting. You love to see that. You absolutely love to see that. So, heck yeah. But I think this is going to be I think this is going to be our race. Not so much about K-Mag and Hulkenberg, but trying to and if we keep distancing ourselves here, then we're going to be just fine. We've already gained almost a second. 3/4 of a second already. Because, yeah, unless we get a safety call, we ain't going to be seeing the rest of the field again. And I doubt it's going to happen here, as we have had no safety calls through Bahrain, through Saudi Arabia, through Australia, and through the first half of this race. Actually, we gained a whole second. We gained a whole second on our teammate that lap. That is amazing. Oh, whoa, as we get off into the grass, we can't be doing that. But, yeah, that is kind of weird, though, that we haven't had a safety call yet. We've had retirements in every race, but we have not had safety calls. But, yeah. As we overshoot the corner, but I think we're going to kind of get away with it here, as Oatmeal can only gain about a 1/10 off that. But, yeah. I think we're going to be, if we can just maintain this gap, I think we're going to be okay here. So as we here, it's time for our weekly segment of... So, if you don't know, our weekly segment, it's a more in-depth look about the country we're racing in, and we're also going to take a look at the Lord's game through the country that we're racing in. So, for this race, since we're in Japan, we're going to take a look at Japan as a footballing nation and Japan as a country as a whole. Now, we're going to start with Japan as a footballing nation. And as you can see, they are P17 in the FIFA World Rankings. And that is the highest we've seen up to this point. That is the highest we've seen up to this point amongst any of the nations. And there are reasons for that. It's the fact that they have a really good youth development program. They build up their domestic league. The J1 is not really that good, but I mean, you know, they just develop players, and it's a big enough nation where they can develop talent from all across the country. It ain't like these other nations we've seen up to this point, like Australia or Bahrain, where football is not really a focus. In the AFC, the Asian Football Confederation, Japan, so they're the highest ranked nation out of that country, and it shows here too, as they're 17th. So you can see, I mean, they're literally with Mexico and Germany, two huge footballing nations, and they have literally, they run Asia, and the nation just really cares about its football. And I don't see that going away anytime soon. So, as long as they continue to develop talent, continue to have a motion to care about football, I don't see any, and it's not just recently too, they've been like this for a while. So I don't see that going away anytime soon, to be frank. So yeah, that is by far the highest we've had up to this point. And it's rightfully deserved. And it's due in part to the footballers that they've had in their youth academy that's been loaned out. Or not loaned out, but playing in other countries and it bringing on the names. And these are the big ones. Like, you have Kayla Matoma from Brighton, Endo from Liverpool, Takahiro Tomiyasu from Arsenal, Darwin from Freiburg, Tagabasa Kubo, that's the big one. He is a star boy in the making. Dachi Kamada from Lazio, Hiroki Ito from Stuttgart. All of these players are really good, really talented. It brings Japan as a footballing nation. It brings them credibility, because all of these guys, and there's more, like those Minamito, you have several players in the championship, several more players in the Bundesliga, the Eredivisie, Ligue 1, all over the planet. These are just the major ones. But all of these guys, they show what they can do. And I will be darned if Japan doesn't continue to do that. Because like I said, they are just they'll bring in the name. Like, they're making a really good job of it here. And all of these guys can play at a very, very high level. And like I mentioned just a minute ago, I don't see this slowing down anytime soon. Especially because all of these guys, like Kubo's in his early 20s, Ito is in his 20s, Matoma is in his 20s. All of these guys, Dolan's in his 20s. They're only 17 for now, but I could see them going up and up. So, fair play to that. And fair play to all of the other players that are not mentioned. So now we're going to transition into Japan as a nation. And Japan is one of the most dynamic, one of the most entertaining, one of the most important countries on the planet. Its sheer size, the sheer amount of people, the amount of diverse cultures that are present in Japan. I mean, you see it. It is all over the planet, its importance and its presence to not only Japan and the Asian nations, but also, like I said, to the American, to North America, to Europe, and everyone in between. From its food, its culture, its entertainment, it's brought us things like sushi, it's brought us Nintendo, it's brought us, Japan has had a very important say-so on what happens as we head into 2024 in the entire planet. But there are things that go underneath the radar, and that is why I am here, as I'm going to bring you 5 interesting facts about this great nation known as the land of the rising sun. And again, huge credit to the web. I put the source at the bottom. But the first thing I noticed is the fact that Japan is not all about the cities. Japan's big name stores are its densely populated cities, and it's not a country you'd think is a scarcely populated mountain wilderness. However, around 70% of Japan is made up of forests and mountains that aren't suitable for farming or living in. There are over 100 active volcanoes, and its tallest mountain is the famed Mount Fuji, which, with its elevation of 3,776 meters. So that's something you didn't even think about right off the bat. How Japan is known for having this society, millions and millions of people living there. But heck, you can't even live in freaking half of it, more than half of it. 70%, you can't even live in it, which is insane to me. Just like what's insane about this next fact. We all love Christmas, we all love the holidays, and especially how the way we eat food, Japan does it completely differently. Fact number 2 is that the traditional Christmas Eve meal is KFC. It is KFC. Plenty of Japanese people celebrate Christmas, but the festive fare isn't what you might expect. In Japan, it's traditional to head to your local KFC on Christmas Eve. With an estimated 3.6 million Japanese people feast on the KFC Christmas dinner, and hours of queuing and ordering weeks in advance is expected. Some say turkey and chicken wasn't widely available for Christmas-curious Japanese people, so that Colonel Sanders stepped in to answer the demand. Again, that is really different, and that is something that you can only find only in the land of the rising sun, only in Japan. And it goes into number 3, in which is the fact that the number 4 is extremely unlucky in Japan. The number 4, or shi, is widely avoided in Japan since it sounds too similar to the Japanese word for death. Keep an eye out in Japan and you'll notice buildings don't have a 4th floor. Items are sold in items of 3 or 5, and special care is to avoid encountering the number 4 in daily life, which is insane. And it makes sense too, because I wouldn't want to think about death on a daily basis, so if you just cut it all out together, that's one way to avoid it, and just keep everyone on a good, happy note at all times. Speaking of good at all times, this is really cool. The 4th fact is that everyone has their own seal. And what I mean by that is that in Japan, people do not have signatures. They have their own seal. Known as Hanko, the seal is typically your name translated into kanji characters and are made from silk or plant-based paste. Adults will often have 3 Hankos. One for signing off letters and personal matters, a bank seal and an identity seal, and that's the 3. They're not necessarily for tourists, but foreigners living in Japan can have one handmade in small local shops. I wish I could have that, you know? Like, that would be really sick to have 3 different signatures or seals in this case. And again, that's insane to me. And then finally, the 5th and final fact is that so there was a rabbit island in Japan. Japan is made up of nearly 7,000 islands. The little island of Okonoshima in the inland sea is best known for its curious big-eared population. The island was used to test chemical weapons during World War II, and it's said that the test subjects roamed free after the war, which is wild. Either way, the numbers flourish in a predator-free environment, which means dogs and cats are banned from entering the premises. And today, Okushima is a popular spot for cuddle bunny tourists. Yes, you heard that right. You can go to this island and you can see bunnies and be so happy, the little beautiful creatures. You can have all the fun you want with these bunnies at this island of Okonoshima. And that is 5 facts. There are a lot more out there, but those are just the ones that I thought was interesting. So don't forget, if you ever go to the land of the rising sun, don't forget those. And yeah, just as we do all these different races too, make sure that you guys go travel, man. You only live once, you know. Yeah, go have fun. I would love to go to Japan one day and see what it's like over there and do all that. So that is that. So as we transition back into this race here, we have 2 laps to go. As you can see, the gap has stayed around 3 seconds the entire time as we was doing our segments. And, I kind of figured that Bottas and Shaw and K-Mag and Hulkenberg and all of them guys, it started out around like what, 14, 15 seconds. It's only grown 8 seconds on this run. Which, I mean, like, small victories. You gotta take small victories as you can get them, you know what I mean? As we hit the right flag, 1 lap to go, preceded by Credit One Bank, hashtag cheap plug, and yeah, we're just gonna try to take this home. We got a 2.5 second lead on Jono. As long as we don't fumble the bag, we should get our career best finish as Verstappen wins again. And it looks like he won by a kind of considerable margin. But yeah, we're just going to take her home here. We don't have to go fast. We just have to just be a racer, if you will. And as we complete this last lap, I will just say a couple of things. I am happy up to this point. We have not DNF'd once. We have had no mechanical failures, no engine failures, no wrecks. I mean, I had a busted wing and a busted floor. But that's about it, really. We finished. Jono has finished all the laps. I have finished all the laps. I am happy about that. And you can see the gap is somewhat, I mean, it's still pretty substantial, but it's shrinking each and every week. And sooner or later, we're going to be right up there battling with Bottas, with Shell, with all these guys. But for now, as we come across the finish line, we're going to get a career best finish of P19. P19, career best finish. We did take care of the coal, so that, you love to see that. Driver of the day is obviously going to be Charles Leclerc. He started back in P12, if you remember. As the Red Bull team celebrates the win, another win.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic
we take home P19 and P20 for Jono.
another fantastic weekend of racing.
Dang, he won by 6.2 seconds. Just like in real life, you know? But look who got P2 though, Oscar. Oscar got P2 and George got P3. So that's a but poor Checo. Sergio back in P7. And then you see us. P19, P20. I think this might be the first time. Oh no. This is both cars finish in the top 20. That's good. I know that happened in. That's happened more often than not. Because yes, in Australia, no. That's happened more often. Oh, we have an event to go to. A rival. Oh boy. So. Oh hell. So. If you watched my intro to F1 video, you guys know that my favorite team is the Sauber team. And Shao is one of my guys. So I can't be with Bottas and I can't be with Shao, obviously. And I feel like, unfortunately, we're not at the point where we can really challenge anyone. So we're just going to decline. Yeah, we're just going to decline a rival. We need to focus on ourselves. Because, I mean, we are barely finishing top 20 every week. Constantly the slowest course on the track, which we will get better at. I mean, look at that. We have 3 upgrades coming in for this before the next race. As you can see, the table, Mads is starting to put it on him. Starting to put it on. We still haven't picked up a point. Yeah, as you'll see down here, we finished. So 3 up to 4 races, we've both finished in the top 20, which is good. That's good. But yeah, we still got work to do, and we know that. But we'll be okay. We will be okay. Yeah, we got 2.46 and 1565 resource points. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a good day. Peace out. I'll see you guys in China. And take care, guys. Thank you.